if the Bears go to the Super Bowl, it's because of the defense. I said on Twitter last week, and I think I said it on here too, that if the Cowboys can beat the Saints, I fully expect the Bears to beat the Rams. What up, people? Welcome to the Push Ball Black Show. I'm your host, Christian, and this is the Bearscast for Week 14. Bears win an ugly game offensively. Mitchell Trubisky threw 16 of 30 completions, completed 16 of 30 passes, 110 yards, 1 touchdown, 3 interceptions. It could have been 4 in the final game. He could have had 3 interceptions in the first half. He had 2, but 1 was dropped. And Mitch played bad. And it's frustrating because he still throws into coverage. He was overthrowing people. There were at least 4 could-be interceptions. There were 3 actual interceptions. He throws the ball into coverage. 2 of those interceptions was into coverage. 1 interception one interception was in coverage. 2 interceptions he overthrew people and for a pick. 1 interception was overthrown, but the interception was dropped. So I can't even say that was because of the shoulder injury he came back from today. This is his first game back, because that's been a criticism I've had of him the whole season. So I don't necessarily know what's going to go on there, because I don't know if it was because of the cold weather, the grip on the ball. Mitch played bad, but it wasn't. It could have hurt us, but it didn't. The running game made an appearance, specifically Jordan Howard today, 19 carries for 101 yards. Actually, in the first half, the Bears as a team ran for a total of 100 yards between Mr. Trubisky, Tariq Cohen, and Jordan Howard. As a team, they ran for 194 yards with actually 4. Actually 4 players. It was Tariq Cohen, Jordan Howard, Mr. Trubisky, and someone else. Matt Nagy is crazy. He's a crazy person, but in a good way. That's another person that I trust in this offense. His mind. The Bradley Soul goal line jumbo package play, where it was you fake it to Hicks and everybody thinks Hicks has the ball, and then Soul is on a fade and catches that. That was awesome. The defense was crazy. The defense had 4 interceptions. Jared Goff played like crap. Statistically, he played better than Mitch did. 20 of 44, 180 in yards, 0 touchdowns, 4 interceptions. He was rushed the entire game. He was sacked 3 times. He threw into coverage twice. He overthrew people. He underthrew people. They couldn't get going. The running game of the Rams couldn't get going. And this was a very surprising game today. And I'm happy. After this game, we going to the Super Bowl. After this, I don't see any reason why we can't go to the Super Bowl. Because if you look at the standings right now, we beat the Rams. The Rams and the Saints are going to be the number 2 seeds. They're going to have the bye. If the playoffs were today, then we're going to be 3rd, and then we're going up against Minnesota. We can beat Minnesota now. So but the wild card can change, and then you have Seattle as the 2nd wild card spot, and you have the Cowboys as the 4th seed. And right now, because they have that division, they'll win. They'll have a home court advantage. And really, the only team that quite honestly scares me is the Cowboys. And it ain't because of their offense, because that can throw you in a game and throw you out of a game too. It's just their defense is just as good as ours, because their linebacking core is crazy good. Their pass rush is just as good as ours. Their linebacking core is just as good as ours. You can put Vanderich from Boise State, their rookie from Boise State, and I said his name wrong. You can put him in the coverage as kind of like a safety, and he can get picks for you. That's the only team that I'm kind of scared of defensively, because I think our defense is equal to their defense is equal to ours. I do think we have a better secondary than they do, because their secondary is developing still. Prince Mukamura had an interception today. Kyle Fuller had an interception. Eddie Jackson had an interception. Roquan had interception. His first interception since high school. So secondary-wise and our ability to play passing lanes and hawk for the ball, we're better than that than the Cowboys. But their pass rush is just as equal to ours. And if you get to Mitch, matter of fact, not even getting to Mitch, if you take his first read away, he doesn't know what to do yet. They did a Sunday night, the broadcast did a good job in illustrating the fact that Mitch is really good if he throws the ball within 2 seconds of the snap. If he has to wait past more than that, then there's a chance and he misses his first read, then there's a chance of him either incompleting the pass or interception. But that defense is nuts for the Bears. I was worried, but I was like, if the Cowboys can do what they did to the Saints, we can do what we did to the Rams. And we did. We made sure that their offense couldn't get going. There were a couple of moments where it started to kind of get a little rhythm, but they were contained. So it was awesome. I no doubt in my mind that we can beat Minnesota, Green Bay, and the 49ers. I'm not scared of Minnesota at all. I'm not scared of Green Bay at all, because the offensive coordinator is their head coach now, and the offensive coordinator was their problem in the first place. And the play calling offensively was one of the problems in the first place there. I'm not worried about them. And Kirk Cousins can still throw you in and out of a game. And the 49ers are 3-10. So I truly believe that we're going to the playoffs matter of fact, we're going to the playoffs even if there's a monumental collapse, which I don't think there's going to be. But still. And once we get to the playoffs, whoever we draw in the wild card weekend, we can beat. And if the Cowboys win their opening, because right now it's going to look like the Bears and the Cowboys are going to finish third and fourth. So if the Cowboys win their wild card weekend game and the Bears win their wild card weekend game, then there has to be buys. Okay. If the Cowboys and the Bears end up going to the conference finals, no, not conference finals, I'm tripping. The NFC Championship game, thinking it's basketball for a second. The NFC Championship game, then that'll be an interesting game. And that's the only way that I'm kind of worried about this team, because defenses are equally as powerful and they can take the ball away. So, but yeah, after today, we're going to the Super Bowl, period. And quite honestly, after today, I think we have a legitimate chance, because I know people are going to be like, Mitch Trubisky is inconsistent, which he is, but he played like total boo-boo today, and it didn't matter. So as long as Nagy don't put him in situations where his mistakes doesn't ultimately hurt us, then I don't see the reason why we can't expect a trip to the Super Bowl. Because defensively, there's only one other team that I honestly think that can match us defensively, and that's the Cowboys. And offensively, we're better than them. And defensively, their secondary is not as good. So as long as Nagy can scheme guys open, there's no doubt in my mind that we can test their secondary. But yeah, I'm talking way ahead of myself, but that's how good I feel about this game right now, about this win. It was horrible offensively. Defensively, it was a lot of fun. And that's all I can really say about this. Anyway, I'm out. I'll see y'all next week. I do want to say this one thing, and this really isn't I don't really want to go into a long discussion or a long essay on this. Anybody that thinks because this YouTube channel was Bears and Bulls, so it was football and basketball. So anybody that thinks that the Fred Hoiberg did not deserve to be fired, even though Jim Boylan, that situation was bad last night, or now a couple nights ago, because it's in the morning since I'm recording this. That 56-point loss was ridiculously stupid. And building a culture, I understand building a culture, but you might have lost the locker room in your third game. But Fred Hoiberg was not a good basketball coach. He wasn't. And I can go into a very deep, long diatribe on that, but this is a Cowboys thing. But I did want to put that out there just because it was on my mind. But yeah, man, I'm very excited about the Bears. I have no doubt in my mind that we're probably going to be. There might be a situation where we lose one game, but 11-5 is completely in the grasp here. And winning that division, the division is ours. There's no doubt in my mind that we have the ability to win the NFC North. And once we get into the playoffs, I'm not going to be surprised if we end up getting to the Super Bowl. Winning, I don't know. But getting there, yeah, I think we have a legitimate shot to get there. Because, like I said, even though the Cowboys' defense is just as good as ours, the offense isn't. So, we'll go from there. But anyway, I'm out. I will see y'all next week. And talk to y'all later.